Welcome back. My name is Matthew. This is Rylan. We're here to bring you the NACE Starleague. Week 7, we got Ohio State versus Mizzou. Esports, how are you doing, Rylan?
I'm doing great, man. How about you?
I'm pretty good. I'm excited to get into this one. Ohio State's 4-2 on the season, had a pretty good last stretch, won the last 2 games, but they're facing the undefeated Missouri. So this should be an interesting game.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we've watched a lot of car ball so far this season, and Ohio State's done a fantastic job. In fact, I believe last week they took down an undefeated team as well, and they're coming against the same scenario going to this game against Mizzou Esports.
Yep. Yeah, it should be a pretty close game, but obviously they have defeated the undefeatable before. So we'll see if they can pull it off again. The 2-game win streak certainly helps, and I think that game last week should have built up their confidence, having taken down that undefeated team when, heading into that game they were only 3-2. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, the 2-game winning streak is a huge confidence boost. And it's also very important that they kind of carry that momentum right into the first game. Getting that first win so far that we've seen has been absolutely crucial for determining the rest of the series. It just gives players that feeling of confidence and comfortness that they have going into the rest of the series, determining basically how the rest of the series is going to go. And the first game is just like the biggest indicator of who's going to win normally.
Yeah, absolutely. There's obviously going to be stats out there, but I believe, most of the time, if you do win game 1, you set yourself up for a lot of success to win the next, or at least 2 more games from there. So we should be getting into the game here very shortly. We have Stu, Burgess, and Dasan playing for Ohio State today. So we'll see what they can do. We are on the blue side, and we will be facing Mizzou Esports, as I said earlier. And looks like the kickoff's going to go in our favor to start, but Krims is going to get it clear. He has an opportunity here, but he's got no boost. Stu's going to get the clear. Krims almost had that dunk, but not going to come up with that one. Now Stu's going to actually have a breakout opportunity. It's up to Chalks. Mizzou's putting on an attack, but the shot's not on target, and OSU will collect.
Yeah, starting off the gate really hot and really strong there for Missouri. They're doing a really good job just already trying to take control of that ball and get as much possession as possible. Not really much to say for Ohio State so far, but really early on the game, only less than a minute in.
Yep, here's a shot attempt by Chalks. It will be saved by Stu. They had a couple players ready for Mizzou to hit that one in, but now Dasan on the counterattack. He's going to lay one towards net, and he won't be able to be saved. Ohio State will get the first one on the board due to Dasan.
Yep, it only took about 45 seconds, not much time at all. And you can see Ohio State was just kind of there on the back foot there for the most of that time, but just comes to show that it doesn't really matter as long as you can score those opportunities when they come. Yeah,
I think Mizzou had a lot of boost. They were all ready for that opportunity, and just Dasan immediately with a counterattack. And they didn't quite expect a shot that good so quickly. So 1-0 lead early for Ohio State. Mizzou's going to look to capitalize back, but the shot will be saved. Now they will still have an opportunity over here. Wales trying to tee it in. It's off the backboard. Dasan's up to this first, and he lays it down the pitch again. Stu takes another shot, and it's the counterattack game for Ohio State that's given him 2 goals so far.
Yeah, absolutely wonderful play from them. They've been taking their opportunities as they come every single time. Missouri's had a couple chances. They try to get a couple dunks, couple passes, but Ohio State's been perfect so far in the attack, and it's now brought them to a 2-goal lead so far.
Absolutely. Dasan's been fantastic on defense, getting 2 quick touches before, anyone from the offense can come for the clear. So 2-goal lead built early in this game 1. You were talking about how crucial these game 1s are. If they can hold on to this lead, that'd be absolutely crucial. Obviously, it's going to be difficult to do that if Mizzou keep the pressure that they are. Dasan's going to come up with that save, but it's floating in front of the net for now. Shot will be saved initially, but Chalks is going to put in the first one for Missouri. The amount of pressure there, just too much to handle.
Yeah, unfortunately, I hate to say this, but the amount of pressure that Missouri's been, putting at Ohio State right now, it's kind of is implied that they probably should have got a goal there. They've done a really good job just on the attack, and Ohio State's done a really good job defending as well. So it's 2-1 here. It's still anyone's game, but both sides have really put up an effort on both ends to keep this scoreline the way it is.
Yep, looking at a high-scoring game 1, but so far with Missouri having most of the pressure in really all instances of the game, you'd have to say that even despite being down 1, they easily can get back into this game and tie it up. That being said, we are on the orange half right now, a little bit of back and forth in the midfield. Dasan will be able to beat the player to the ball there, but it's an opportunity for Missouri anyways. Double commit from the side of Ohio State, but the net is just open, and that should be the 3rd goal. Stu will punch it in. That's 3 for Ohio State.
Yeah, it looks like Missouri is just committing a lot of numbers for it all the time, and I believe all 3 goals have honestly led to either being one person back or nobody back. And, maybe that's just kind of their game plan. They're just trying to throw numbers up and really put the pressure on, but so far it's cost them, and now Ohio State have the lead at 3-1 here with about 3 minutes left to go.
Yep, A lot of pressure from Missouri is coming back to bite them more often than it is scoring them goals. We're just 2 minutes into this game one, 3-1 lead for Ohio State. Missouri already back on the blue half. They will get an opportunity here to be saved by Stu. This shot from Chalks looked deadly, but the defense was ready for it. Now Crims is going to have an opportunity here. He's going to pass it off to Whale, but no shot coming in. The overcommits from Missouri, they're starting to be more cognizant of that and just not send that extra person because they are realizing Ohio State's counterattack game is just kind of tearing them apart.
Yeah, absolutely. But you can see right here that, I mean, Ohio State's doing a really, really good job rotating, especially when one of them commits to try and stop a dribble there. But there's always seems to be about 2 people back at all times in front of goal just defending what Missouri's throwing at them. And I think it's absolutely paid off for them because the way Missouri's playing, I mean, you can see why it's 3-1 so far. But nonetheless, Missouri's put up a really good attacking front. They're really trying the best that they can to bring this lead back, but it's still 3-1. We have just about 2 minutes left to go.
Yeah, you have to wonder like what kind of play styles that this team has been practicing. I mean, because when we were talking 2 weeks ago against Dakota State, they were a very offensive team going for whatever plays they could. Now Ohio State very welcome to sit back on defense and just wait for the opportunities to come to them. So really good adjustment to like the opponents they're playing because Missouri obviously happy to keep that pressure as they're going to start to do now. But it's good to see Ohio State adapt to what their opponents are doing and try to come up with a play style specific to those teams.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see that's a really good shot there from Missouri and a really good save from Stu. The Ohio State's defense has just been, I mean, obviously besides one goal, it's been pretty much perfect the entire time. They've done such an excellent job just getting the ball and taking their time and really thinking about where they need to hit this ball away from Missouri because they've committed a lot of numbers. And that was such a close chance there from Burgess that probably should have been a goal, but nonetheless, it's still only 3-1 here, and it's been really, really close in these final stretches of the minute.
Yep, a little bit of a whiff on the goal line from Burgess, but it's just the pressure that he was putting up. You knew the shot wasn't going to be able to be shot. So pressure here for Mizzou. They're still down 2, less than a minute left to go in this game. Whale's going to be able to stop this one in the midfield. It's popped up for Chalks. Don't believe he might be able to get a second touch on this, but it's cleared by Dasan. Now Dasan's going to get the dunk as well, and Crims is pushed up too far forward. Dasan can't quite get the shot on target. He tries to get a bump, and this is passed out into the middle. And a shot from Ohio State is going to be saved by Whale. But the pressure for Ohio State is a bit of a turn in this game. We'll see if they can either capitalize or at least force Missouri to be in an uncomfortable spot in these last 30 seconds.
Yep, last 30 seconds here remaining, and Ohio State's doing a really good job, and Stu just happens to capitalize on that good performing teamwork right there. 4-1 here. I mean, it's looking like Ohio State's going to take this game, and that's just really to cap off how good they've been playing this game against Missouri.
Yep, really good shot by Stu. He looked like he was going for the shot high and then faked it low, able to get the pinch off the ground in. And 4-1 lead with less than 30 seconds left. Seems pretty tough to come back from, especially with Dasan's ability to air dribble and waste so much time here. He's going to get a free net, actually passes it off to absolutely no one. Fortunately, no one was quite ready for that shot, but he's able to collect it himself. Goes for a bit of a musty flick and almost beats the defense, forces 2 out. But all of this is just killing so much time, and a 3-goal lead at this point is insurmountable, especially when it turns into 4. Ohio State poised to take this game 1.
Wow, I was about to say that flick deserved a goal. Thankfully, they were able to get a goal from it a little bit later, but that was just really beautiful for having absolutely no boost left. But 5-1 with 5 seconds left to go, I mean, I'm pretty sure this just tells the story of how Ohio State's been playing this game. But absolutely no, discredit to Missouri as well. They've done a really good job just trying to attack the ball, and unfortunately, Ohio State's just been on their game today with the defense.
Yep. No, I absolutely think this game kind of ran away from Mizzou pretty early. I don't think Missouri is a team that we're going to see 5-1s across the board. They are undefeated this season. They've beaten multiple teams that Ohio State have lost to. So we'll have to see how this goes. But, I mean, Ohio State's roster now in individual Rocket League games is – they've won 7 straight. The last 2 weeks were 3-0s ever since starting 2-2. So they have a lot of momentum. Winning that game 1 in such a strong fashion, we'll see if they can carry that into this game too.
Yeah, and I think they're going to if Missouri keeps playing the way that they have been playing. They've thrown a lot of numbers up. They haven't left anyone back, and I think most of their goals have honestly resulted from, not that many people being back. But with that being said, if Missouri were able to adjust the game, we could see a little bit more tighter from both sides and probably a lot more defense being played from Missouri that lead to counterattacks. We haven't seen many counterattacks necessarily from Mizzou, but coming in this game too, we got 0-0. We've reset the score, and now we're going to see how this one plays out.
Yep. Game 1. Bit of a heavy score line in favor of Ohio State, but that definitely will not tell the story of this series. Looks like a little bit of back and forth to start this game, too. Stu will collect that boost, but gets demoed for it. It's just going to deny Missouri a chance to break out of this defense that they're in right now. Burgess going to keep the pressure up, looking for Stu in the midfield. Stu's up for it, but it's going to be saved away by Whale. Dasan keeping the pressure. Burgess can't go for this one. Chalks has already got him beat. And now Whale looking for the counterattack for his own. Gets a shot. It's off the crossbar. A save by Stu on Chalks' follow-up shot. And Ohio State's defense stands strong in the counterattack. Now Missouri still has an opportunity. Crim's looking in the middle, but it should be cleared by Burgess, and they will take a second to breathe.
Yep, that almost seemed like an absolute goal there for Missouri, the way that they were attacking. But like we've been saying, Ohio State's been just doing such a great job on defense, and they've really shown a lot of composure and calmness, because normally, if that was me, oh, that was a really, really close shot there, unfortunately. But, you know, if that was me, I would be panicking, honestly, with the way that Missouri have been pressing. But Ohio State's just done such a fantastic job clearing the ball where they need to and looking for teammates, honestly, from the back, which is really, really crucial, especially against Missouri, who has so much confidence being undefeated. But you can see that Ohio State's really not afraid at all.
Yeah, you can tell there was a little bit of banter in the chat with the nice one being thrown at Stu. It was a tough angle for the shot, but it could have been capitalized on. We still remain at 0-0, which, you know, Mizzou has to be feeling pretty good about this, because at this point it was already 3-1 in the last game. Now, a little bit, you know, just back and forth. Dasan's going to trap this in the midfield. Stu's in for the shot. It's going to force two defenders out. No one's quite ready for the shot. Pass off to Burgess. Will be tipped and saved. Now Dasan will secure the corner boost of Mizzou, but Krims is first to this. Stu's going to have to backflip, but Dasan's going to be able to get the save. Now Wales trying to keep up the pressure, but the shot is not on target, and no one's ready for the immediate follow-up. Krims whiffs on the backboard, and so Stu's going to have an opportunity here. Tries to chase it for the ground pitch, can't quite find it. Now Whale has a one-on-two opportunity, cleared out by Dasan, but here comes a shot from Krims. It's high off the backboard. It's whiffed. Now Chalks will take a shot. It's off the post as well, so a couple missed opportunities for both teams now. Mizzou still has a lot of pressure on this blue half.
Yeah, that looks like that's going to be a goal. Yeah, I think that demo there kind of led to that. And I was just about to say, there's really not been much that's been separating these two sides, honestly, on the attack and defense. But you can see just that demo right there, just to leave only two people on the field for Ohio State, obviously led to a goal now with about 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. You know, this one's been a really close game, and who knows how many more goals we'll see. Probably not that much, just based on the way this game's been playing. But we'll have to see how this one plays out for Ohio State now that they're for the first time in the series, losing.
Yep, well, that's the second Mizzou goal of this series, and it comes off an extended period of pressure. So they are seeming to get, when they do have that pressure, if they can keep that up, then normally a goal will come of it. But so far, the Ohio State defense has been pretty solid. Chalks is going to be forced to make this save, but Whale's going to come in to save the day for him. Now the pass teed off by Dasan. Here's an opportunity for a counterattack. Krims just has to tip it. He's not able to reach it. Dasan should be up for this first and gets a touch. Doesn't have a teammate to back him up, and now Chalks is going to fire one at the net, and no one's back for OSU. Mizzou will score their second goal of this game.
Yeah, I think Ohio State's unfortunately just had a little bit of a slip-up on the defense this game. You can see both of the teammates there just kind of spreading out, thinking, I believe, what was that? Dasan was trying to get that, trying to dunk that in. So, yeah, really unfortunate there. I think they just really thought that they were going to get forward and have an attacking opportunity to try and bring it back. But now it's a 2-goal lead for Mizzou, and we only got about 2 minutes left. It's going to be really hard for Ohio State to try and bring this one back, but anything can happen.
Yep, Mizzou doing a good job of passing out of defense to give them this opportunity here. Stu's going to be able to clear this initially. He does have a couple extra touches afterwards. Doesn't have Dasan to help, but Dasan's able to get the clear from Krims. Krims goes for the demo and is just able to force Dasan off the ball, so Ohio State's going to have to collect in their half and dribble this one free. It won't happen immediately, but Burgess has an opportunity. It's going to get dunked by Krims, though. And so 30 seconds wasted off this clock, and at some point you got to start looking at the score line. We have a rule one. It's broken by Dasan. He wants to play the game. He doesn't want to sit there and watch his two teammates play for him. And now here's an opportunity possible. But, I mean, you know the curse. That might be game two right there. Mizzou going to try to keep the pressure up to make sure they can secure it. And the demo, again, shots off target. Mizzou doing a good job looking for these demos as well.
Yeah, I think that's been kind of the difference so far, to be honest. I mean, like I said earlier, there's been not really much to separate the two teams. They've done really a fantastic job on both the attacking and defending, but you can see just those bumps and those demos here there can really separate any two sides, because, you know, having a numbers up advantage is so crucial in these matches. But we're coming into about the last 40 seconds, and it's going to take a lot for Ohio State to come back based on the way that Missouri has been playing, but you never know. Chalk's just trying to get a shot right there, and it's cleared by Stu. But Yeah, I mean, anything can happen, but it looks like Missouri's been just putting plentiful pressure to secure this win.
Oh, good opportunity from Whale. It looked like a very skilled play, but he just couldn't quite find the last shot. Now Stu's got a 2-on-1 opportunity. He's going to take advantage of it, so that's 1 on the board for Ohio State. 18 seconds left, and they're able to capitalize on the counterattack yet again.
Yeah, they've shown a lot of fighting spirit this game as well. I mean, to only be 2-0 down to, based on the way that Missouri has been pressuring, has been, you know, a fantastic job. But 18 seconds left, 1 goal. I mean, Ohio State's probably got to be feeling good about this. I mean, it will be really difficult, but anything can happen. Burgess trying to set it up here, and he's twisting and turning and shut down there by Crims. But 10 seconds left to go. Let's see how this one plays out.
Yep. Time is running down for Ohio State. And that one's off the crossbar, which could keep them in this game. It's going to require an in-and-out save, and it won't actually come to fruition. Mizzou will take up game 2 with a 2-1 scoreline, and we're 1-1 in the series.
Yep, and I think that pretty much sums up, I mean, the past 2 games. I mean, it's just been even on both sides. There really hasn't been much to separate them. I'd say, you know, kudos to Missouri for taking that win. Their pressure has actually paid off. But I think going into the next game, I think Ohio State's going to have to bring back a little bit of what they're known for, and I think they're going to have to show a lot more pressure and commit a lot more numbers to throw Missouri off, I think.
Absolutely, yeah. Missouri definitely had the answer for their counterattack play style. They just made sure they weren't getting caught out in any of those instances. They incorporated some demos into their play style that got them the 2 goals. So Missouri has answers for Ohio State's initial play style that worked so well for them in game 1. We'll see what Ohio State can do to counter that in this game 3.
Yeah, and the scoreline was only 2-1. I mean, it was a really, really close game. So it wasn't like much to differentiate it like Ohio State's first game there when it was 5-1. But I mean, to be fair, I mean, those scorelines can come up at any time depending on, you know, the way both teams are playing. And coming to this third game, I think there's not really going to be, no one's really, you know, feeling jittery or feeling unease. But I think they might have to change the way that both sides are going to be able to play in order to maybe see how they can nudge their way through in this series.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Ohio State's been known for some of these more offensive play styles. They're pretty good with the solo plays. They're all 3 a very mechanical bunch. So we'll see if they can start incorporating those, if they can get each other some space on the ball. Obviously, the demos from Mizzou are going to, you know, hinder that, but maybe they could go for some demolitions themselves. They have been known to do that in the past. So we'll see what kind of answers that Ohio State has in this game 3. It's going to start out with Dasan popping this up for Burgess. He will be first to this, has a double tap opportunity, can't quite find it. Stu's going to take the shot, but it will be saved. And immediate pressure by Ohio State out of the gate.
Yep, and that's exactly what we were talking about. That's exactly what we wanted to see because, you know, Missouri isn't necessarily prepared for it. I mean, they've done a lot of pressure here, and Ohio State in the first game did a really good job counterattacking, but if Ohio State can kind of flip that and put a lot of pressure on them, I mean, we haven't seen Missouri defend for long extended periods of time under pressure. We don't know how they operate, but that was a really good attacking play from Missouri there just to kind of pass it on the ground and get a nice, simple shot, and unfortunately no one was back to defend that.
Yeah, just directly shoots it into his teammate, and Chalks is able to put it in off the pass from Krim. So quick goal from Mizzou. Obviously, they had a bit of pressure there at the beginning, so Missouri's still sticking to their game for now. We'll see. Ohio State does have to answer this now, scoreline-wise, in this game 3. They will pass it off to Dasan. Dasan's going to take the shot, an immediate answer with the team play for Ohio State. We love to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. That was so intelligent there, Burgess there. I mean, if that were me, I would have taken the shot, but he knew that his teammate was on the other side. He was able to get a simple pass and an even better looking shot there to tie it up. And it's such a quick response there from Ohio State. And I was worried it was going to maybe start slipping a little bit because, you know, I mean, they've had so much momentum going against them, but Ohio State doing a fantastic job and being able to bring that back. And now it's anyone's game.
Oh, the passing play's coming out. Just couldn't quite get a strong enough shot on target. On the counterattack from Mizzou, Chalks is able to beat one, but Stu's going to have this clear off the backboard. Pre-jumper in from Mizzou, and this one will be teed way off target, so Ohio State should be able to collect this. Stu won't be able to get it past Chalks. Dasan able to beat Whale in the air, and now it's left to Crims to make the clear. Now Burgess up for this one, tees it off the wall to himself, able to get the dunk, should be able to secure this corner boost as well. So an opportunity here for Ohio State. Stu looking for a bit of chaos in the corner, going to find it for a little bit, and now Dasan's going to be able to collect this pass. It's down to Burgess. Burgess can't quite connect with the shot. The defender was in the way. But a lot of pressure here from Ohio State. Double whiff on the goal line from Mizzou, and Crims is going to have to clean this up. He does so very nicely, though, and Burgess is going to stop the counterattack.
Yep, really good attacking and defending from both sides. I mean, there's been a lot of opportunities, and they've done both such an excellent job just doing what they can to try and get a goal, and both sides doing what they can to defend, and that's just an unfortunate miss there from Missouri. Ohio State will greatly appreciate that because that was a wide open goal. Unfortunately, no banter this time in the chat. But Yeah, we're coming in the last 3 minutes or so, and we got a demo right here, but yeah, still 1-1. I mean, it's a really, really close game. Both sides are doing a really excellent job right now.
Yep, there was an opportunity there. Burgess on 0 boost, able to read the shooter and get that save before it even comes in. Now Wales going to have this attack, and Mizzou looks like they have an opportunity here. Dasan's going to look for a teammate in the middle, but Stu just jumps too soon. Dasan had a bit more of an air dribble than he thought. Now Chalks gets a double tap off the corner, tees it up for Whale, and now Chalks will go for this again. Just keeps getting touches to create a little bit more confusion on the side of Ohio State's defense. But Dasan should have a decent clear. Gets blocked. This is teed off the backboard as well, and so no shot ended up going to come in from Chalks, and he gets caught out a little bit as well. He's got no boost. And so Demo missed onto Crims. Crims looking for the 1v3 play. It's off the post. Got a teammate to help, and the in-and-out save won't come through. Missouri's going to capitalize on a bit too much over-aggression from Ohio State.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see right there, just those two defenders there. They didn't really have much. I mean, you know, you got someone dribbling on the ball towards your goal. It can always be worrying, and obviously that one paid out for Missouri. I mean, 2-1 here coming into the last 2 minutes or so. It's going to be really hard for Ohio State to find sort of that attacking niche they've been looking for this game, but then again, they last time came up with a really quick response, so let's see how Ohio State goes on with this. A really good shot there, but Crims is able to just clear that out. Such good opportunities on both sides, really. There should have been a lot more goals, and looks like Missouri's going to bite me for that one. I mean, they just pulled back another goal there, and it seems 3-1 there with about 2 minutes left to go. It's going to be really difficult for Ohio State to bring that one back.
Yeah, no, really good pass by Chalks there off the wall, just putting it behind the last defender so that it's forced to pre-jump on any kind of shot, and that just gives, you know, a free goal to Missouri, essentially. It's on the assist there. Now this is an opportunity for Whale. He's going to be able to shoot it. Stu's going to come up with another save. Dasan doesn't make contact with that one, but he is going to get back to it first anyways. Has an opportunity off this wall. Not sure he has much boost to work with. Looking to beat out Chalks. Won't be able to do so by much. And now Burks is going to have to retreat and pass this back to his corner as he was a bit too far forward, probably with not enough boost to make it work. He's able to go under Crims and pass off to Dasan, though, and now Stu looking for a 2v3 opportunity, but it's just straight into Whale and no shooters there to collect the pass. And Ohio State will have to recollect this one. They've got a little over 80 seconds left in this game 3, down by 2. It's not impossible, but on the blue half, it's going to be hard to make that happen.
Yep, and Missouri's putting a lot of pressure on. You can see how awkward Ohio State is, but they've been getting a lot of saves, clearly, but Ohio State haven't been able to really turn that into anything for the game, honestly. And maybe we can see a little bit of a shift of that, maybe gain some momentum in their favor in this last minute. They're going to need it if they're going to want to be able to bring this back for a win.
Yep, they just looked like they were collecting a little bit of boost there. Dasan's up for this one, can't make contact, and Missouri looks a little confused here. But Ohio State's got no one to deal with Crims here, and he's going to take his time. Looks to go under one, can't get the ground pinch. Now Chalks is left alone on defense. Burgess has to make this read. He's going to be able to tee it off the sidewall, gets a couple extra touches. Chalks is going to pop it up off the backboard as well. Burgess looking for another touch. It's a little bit of a double whiff. Chalks is going to get this for now, and a good touch by Whale to stop the shooter from Ohio State. Stu should be the first to collect this. He's going to tee it off the back wall, but Chalks again there to make the play, and the extension there by Crims. He's going to be able to hit this one as well. And a pass down to Whale, it's going to be an opportunity. Stu's going to be forced off the backboard with 15 seconds left, down by 2. Ohio State needs something now, and they're not going to get it like this.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Missouri's been doing a perfect job defending. Oh, what a really close shot there from Ohio State. I mean, we saw plenty of those in this series, and looks like Missouri's just going to cap off on that missed opportunity there. Unfortunately, it looks like Missouri is going to take this game 3 right here, which is going to be really discouraging for Ohio State. But, I mean, this game, you know, has been really, really close, honestly. But, you know, the scoreline doesn't necessarily reflect how both teams have been playing. But to be honest, I think Ohio State probably should have had a lot more attacking opportunities than honestly that they showed. I mean, there was probably a little bit of a couple opportunities they could have turned into counterattacks, but what a nice little flick up there from Dasan, maybe to try and bring one back here to and maybe get a consolation goal, but Mizzou's just going to shut that down before any other time goes on. But wow, I mean, so far, what a series. Missouri, you know, really showed I mean, they did a really good job in the first game, but Ohio State was able to counterattack, and now we can see a total change in momentum. Missouri's just been, their pressure has just been unbeatable for Ohio State. So what do you think you're looking forward to going into this next game that Ohio State can do to kind of turn this series around?
I think they need to get the early lead. I think that's what really helped them. You know, it put Missouri on the back foot early in that game 1.
Yeah.
And if they're starting to concede, they at least in their heads, they have to know Missouri's undefeated. They are the team that's been, destroying this league, and they're looking to, destroy Ohio State. So I think Ohio State needs to get an early lead. They need to look for each other in space more. That infield pass that they pulled off was, the one goal that they got in Game 3, and it looked gorgeous. And they had more opportunities like that throughout the game. It's just they need to also put them on target. Granted, that could be said for both sides.
Yeah.
But just capitalize a bit more on those opportunities, tighten up the defense, try to dodge demos, and at least if you're going to go for the demos yourself, make sure you land them or make sure your teammate's ready to, avoid the 1v3 play coming through.
Yeah, absolutely. And we said, before the game even started, obviously we haven't done the stats on it, but, the most important thing is that first goal. That first goal really sets the tone for the rest of the match. And Ohio State got it the first time, and they were able to take a 5-1 lead. So this is really crucial because Ohio State now has to win the remainder of their games to take this series, which, sounds really hard, sounds really difficult, but Ohio State have been doing a good job. Missouri's just been doing, unfortunately, an even better one. Especially on the attack, but a really good shot and a really good stop there from Ohio State.
Yep, and there's a double commit from Mizzou. It's going to force Whale back to deal with this alone. His team will be rushing back in time, though, but Stu's going to look towards net, will be saved, and a good bump there by Mizzou. Ohio State able to collect this one. Desan's going to tee it up for himself. Fakes underneath, and Chalks is just going to back up and get this one. Gets bumped off the ball by Stu, but Crims has an opportunity with a lot of boost here. Going for the air dribble, double tap. He'll bury it 1-0 for Missouri.
Yeah, every game so far, there's been a goal, I believe, in under a minute, and I think it was only just going to come, and it came in fashion from Missouri there. That was a really, really good dunk. 1-0 Missouri. It's going to be really tough now for Ohio State to bring it back, but they certainly can.
Yep, interesting kickoff strategy. They go for the double commit early, and Crims is going to be lucky to get that touch, but he's able to collect possession and some boost. Going for a bit of a ground pitch, and it won't be saved. Crims is popping off in this Game 4.
Wow. Yeah, absolutely. He's just been taking control. He just wants to get this win, and what an amazing ground pinch. Unfortunately, a little bit of a bump there, a little bit of a misplay there from Burgess there in the back, but 2 goals in under a minute is such a big statement to make for Missouri. It's going to be really difficult for Ohio State to bring him back now.
Yep. Still obviously 4 minutes left in this game, but Crims is out here hitting shots that I dream of hitting in free play, so it's going to be tough to counter that for Ohio State. Burgess going to look for an infield pass for Stu. It won't be collected. Crims is going to have this. It's going to be dunked by Stu, though. And Stu actually has an opportunity here, but he's got no one ready for that pass. Chalks is going to tee it up. Whale has an opportunity off this ceiling, but it's going to be cleared out by Desan. Stu is all the way on the orange half, and he's going to actually get a touch here. He's got no boost either, so he's able to pick up this one, and it should be an opportunity for Ohio State. Stu going to fly in, looks for Desan. I think Desan should still be first. That's looking back for Stu, but Stu's just waiting, able to get the double tap off the post, and they'll get one back, and that's a crucial goal for Ohio State.
Yep, that's really big. That brings only the goal difference down to 1, and that was just a slip up from Missouri. Ohio State got to be feeling pretty confident now going into this next kickoff here. They're able to score goals. Unfortunately, that one had to come from a kind of a whiff there, but Ohio State have shown really some good attacking play there and whiff there from Burgess, but maybe that's just to throw off Missouri,
It's just to fake him out. Burgess is, at least on the defense, he's been going for a lot of, making sure they don't have the dunk in the goal. And so some of those whiffs might look a little suspect, but I think he's actually, playing the options there. And now Chalks, that shot will be off target, and a good save by Burgess. He can still play. It's not that he's, intentionally whiffing. He's actually got an opportunity here. Won't quite make the shot. Desan's going to be able to collect this one. Burgess looking back in the middle, can't quite make contact. Crims will be able to collect, and Stu's going for this challenge with no boost. Does win it, which is kind of crucial. Bit of a team bump for Missouri, but it still will put them in a decent position. Burgess up to get that touch over into the corner. Now Missouri looking for a lot of pressure here. Chalk side flips, and that's going to prevent him from taking a shot. Now Burgess tees this up. Stu in the middle will be cut out by Crims immediately. It looked like an opportunity there, but you just couldn't see the defender on the screen. And now OSU's probably going to have to give up a little bit of possession here as they're all running out of boost.
Yep, they've done such a fantastic job, Missouri. Just being able to control the game right now. I know they only have a 1-goal lead right there, but Crims almost getting that goal. Crims has been an absolute, he would be in my nightmares right now. He's been doing a fantastic job attacking and defending, shutting down every play that Ohio State has brought forth onto his net, and certainly almost dunking it every time towards Ohio State. But we're coming into the last 2 minutes here, and Crims is just on fire right now, but Ohio State still has a chance, most certainly, to bring this back. Let's see what happens in this attacking play.
Yep, this is still very much a 1-goal game. We'll get the demo onto Stu, and then Desan dives in with not much boost, so Burgess is going to have to stall out a little bit of time here OSU again going to recollect on defense. Stu's going to tee this off the backboard. It's a little bit below Dasan, but he's going to be able to pass this off. Whale dives in for the save. Now Burgess able to get that block onto Crimson. Actually has another chance here, but he's actually double commit there for Ohio State. Now the counterattack from Missouri, going to just throw each other off. Whale gets a touch that he might not have been wanting to get with his teammate there ready. And it's still, they're double committing a decent amount. So Burgess is going to be able to tee this out. Stu beats one in the air. Burgess tees it off again. Now Dasan looking at it, just waiting, knowing Missouri doesn't have any boost, waiting them all out. He's going to take the perfect shot. So much patience from Dasan to make sure that goes into the net.
Yeah, and I mean, this was probably hit. It probably couldn't get hit anywhere else. Maybe a couple other places, but you know, maybe just unfortunate slip up there from Missouri. There was 3 people in net, but Dasan, with so much patience and so much time, he was just able to slot that in, and before anyone could really have a chance to react. Really good play there from Dasan, and now it is tied. This could potentially be a comeback and a win for Ohio State, depending on how they play this out, which could be, honestly, I think one of the first comebacks that I've seen so far. It'll be really interesting to see how this one plays out, and I hope the best. But Chalks is able to just slot an open goal there. Really good redirect from him. But, yeah, I'm not sure where Ohio State was on the defense there. Maybe just caught a little bit out of place, but nonetheless a really good redirect there to bring the lead back from Missouri.
Yep, Chalks does a great job instantly reacting to that pass from Wales, and they'll put in the third for Mizzou. 55 seconds left. OSU need this goal if they're going to be able to stay alive in this series. Missouri looking to go 7-0 on the season, and Ohio State's going to try to thwart that with one last attempt. Burgess going for a low play. Dasan's going to tee this off the backboard. Burgess is able to pick up the corner boost. 2 up for Missouri, I believe, there. It's going to leave Crims alone on defense. He's going to tee it off the corner. It's a pass over. Chalks is able to cut it out. Stu's still waiting for it, though, so they'll still have an opportunity. It's towards the net. It's definitely high. Whale's going to get this touch, and it catches out Burgess. He's going to be able to collect and get the side boost, but now Missouri's on the offense. Crims going to get a demo onto Stu, and Chalks just creating so much pressure. Crims can't slot it in past the defense, but so much time spent on this blue half, and another shot comes through. It's going to force a double commit, and there's 14 seconds left on the clock, and Ohio State needs something quickly.
Yeah, a little bit of a whiff there from Stu, but we'll see how this one plays out. A little bit of a team bumping there. This might work out in the end, but there's only 5 seconds left. It's going to have to come now. Otherwise, Ohio State doesn't have a chance, and it's just bouncing away. And that could have been the goal to make this series go on longer if there had just been 5 more seconds. But nonetheless, really good play from both sides. And I got to give hands to Missouri. They played a fantastic series there, especially Crims. I mean, I'm scared of them, and I'm so far away from them probably right now. Yeah, that was a fantastic job for Missouri. And, you know, to be fair, Ohio State, they had a lot of good opportunities, and you could see they were just trying to take their time and have some patience trying to throw off Missouri on attacking plays. But Missouri was just did a fantastic job shutting that down to close out that series for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Missouri definitely all 3 in tune with each other, able to play off each other well. The pass from Wales to Chalks, like obviously Crims was popping off earlier in the game, but that team play by the 2 of them was able to get that game-winning goal for them. And it was just so close at the end. They left the net a little bit too open, but just not enough time for Burgess to catch up with the shot and put in the last one. So Missouri will take the series 3-1. Ohio State falls to 4-3 on the series, and Missouri will advance to 7-0 as they look to head into these last 2 weeks, secure their last 2 wins. Ohio State still in a decent spot, being 4-3, but we'll have to see in these next few weeks. I believe that is it for us today. This has been NACE Starleague Week 7. I'm Matthew. This is Rylan. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. See ya.